Hi, I'm Joe Hines. I own a content marketing company called A Cubed, and this video presentation celebrates what content marketing can do for you. Content marketing is built on the foundation of your brand. In earlier videos, I've shared how to clarify your own brand. If you'd like to learn more about that, please visit my YouTube brand channel. Content marketing is a bridge between you and your prospective customers whom you need to court and build relationships with before you can hope to sell them. When it's done well, content marketing can help you create awareness among your prospects for how your work helps them solve problems or address the opportunities they have. It builds credibility and trust because it allows you to demonstrate your ability to solve their problems, proving your authority in your field. When you're the bringer of solutions to your customers' needs, you've created a fertile environment for likability. These are all really important wins for you. There's a proven model in marketing called the marketing pyramid. It describes the path that you, as a small business owner, have to take your prospects through in order to generate a sale. The first level is awareness. In awareness, you're announcing that you're a possible solution to your customer's need. The second stage is interest. This stage defines that your solution meets at least some of your customer's purchase criteria. The third level is credibility. In the credibility stage, you're proving that what you say you can do, you have done before and can do again. Desire. As prospects are exposed to different solution providers, they either eliminate options or they keep them in play. If you are in the desire set, be happy. You may soon hit payday. The last stage is action. This is what you're aiming at. Your hard work has finally paid off. Your prospect has become a customer, and you're on your way to the bank. Old school advertising used one-way communication technology. While marketers could package their messages for TV and radio, the viewers, readers, and listeners could not directly engage with the brands. Brand marketers created messages based on what their market research told them was important to win the sale. But in the format of a 30-second TV spot or a 15 for radio, and especially based on the high cost of broadcast time, marketers did not really address problems or opportunities that their customers had if it didn't directly reflect a product feature or benefit. So, old school advertising was all about me. Recent research, however, reveals that consumers have gotten jaded. They don't believe the claims that traditional ads make anymore. What is important to customers is what people in their social networks say about products instead. As opposed to ads, this kind of information is considered true and objective. So content marketing is based on building relationships with prospects by approaching them with free, valuable information that speaks to their interests. Let's look at a print ad example. In this first example, a medical practice in Maryland has produced a simple 4-color ad with information about their practice and how people can reach out to them. Unfortunately, this is an example of all about me again. So it won't be as effective as it could be if the medical practice had applied content marketing practices instead. In this second example, I'm showing you the Facebook page of my client, Edinger Medical Group. Edinger has 2 major services, pediatrics and internal medicine. Once a day, we post for each side of the practice using a type of content marketing called curated content. Each post addresses a specific health concern of patients on either side of the medical practice. A short statement about the concern is followed by a short link to a blog about that issue. And then we close the daily posts with an invitation to reach out and schedule an appointment or learn more about the practice by visiting my client's website. So what's happening here? Well, one, we're addressing specific needs. My client offers specific services that address many different kinds of healthcare needs. So we're targeting many different market segments based on patient age and medical need. We're presenting specific content that speaks to the real and current concerns of my client's patients. In the best examples, running a content marketing program includes starting a publishing enterprise within your business. You are in the business of selling ideas to as many people as possible. My experience in higher education has taught me that people learn in lots of different ways. People either learn by reading, or listening, or watching, or doing. By committing yourself to packaging your content in as many ways as possible, you extend your reach much farther than if you limit yourself to just one or two types of content. Think of your idea like the hub of a wheel with its spokes ending in a different version of your story. A number of things should be considered as you decide which forms your retelling should take. As a content marketer, you start with the central idea, the hub. Then, you brainstorm that idea into multiple points at the end of each of the spokes. So here's an example. Let's say that you're a life coach. You've got a particular talent for helping people lose weight. You have a knack for coaching on nutrition, and you decide to highlight a particular recipe. This is the central idea, what's in the hub. Along one spoke, you envision a cooking video starring you in the kitchen, demonstrating how to create that really yummy meal. A super idea for prospects that frequently search on YouTube. But other prospects, they don't have as much time. For them, a social media post that includes a recipe card might be a better technique. Or you could take that same recipe and include it as one of several stories that you share in your monthly e-newsletter. Again, another application is to include this recipe with others that you might offer in a weekly food blog devoted to healthier eating. There you go. One idea, at least 4 ways to share it. Every one of those retellings should be accompanied by a link back to your website where you can offer your site's visitors an emailed weight loss cookbook or a white paper in exchange for giving you their email address on your website's homepage. So now actually, let's make that 5 different stories from that one single original idea. I actually also run a small e-zine devoted to small business owners. It's called Thrive Small Business Owners Manual. This is my inbound marketing strategy for A-Cubed. If you visit it, you'll see many examples of ways that I share stories and information with my prospects. I'm banking on the fact that people who like what I share on the site will eventually complete a lead form and let me know how I can help them solve specific opportunities of their own. On Thrive, I don't just have one form of content, I actually have lots. Blogs, links to my social media pages where I have short form posts that offer more useful info, videos, some curated contact from other sites, and I've even set up a set of branding lessons of my own, and more. Well, what should you talk about? One of the greatest advantages that digital marketing has over all of the old school approaches is measurability. Every customer click can be measured so you know what gets people excited and what doesn't. Because of the measurability, we have an opportunity to test different approaches. We can test various headlines for the same blog, for instance. When you learn what works, you want to do more of that and less of other stuff that doesn't. Tell stories that match your strengths, either in product function or customer segmentation or some other area. There's no sense in telling stories that don't somehow bridge back to your brand in a good way. And we've already talked about it, But be sure to have some variety in your content approach. You'll want to decide what type of content you're best at and what type of content your customers seem to respond best to. And then produce that in about a 80-20 ratio, with the other 20 being something different. So maybe it's like 80% curated content, social media posts, and 20% infographics, for instance. You also want to post with regularity. Content marketing creates influence in your social network. The better your content, the more helpful or appropriate to your customer base, the more influence you'll generate. However, achieving influence means people can look forward to new messages from you. If you don't publish on a schedule, the behavior reward pattern is broken, trust is eroded, and influence, well, it never really happens. Now, do you remember how in the beginning of this video, I said that your brand is the foundation of your content marketing program? Well, the stories that you share should reflect your values, your brand personality, and your customer promise. If they do, you're said to be on brand. And if they don't, you're going to have to work on that because you're about to confuse your customers, and this works against your branding. You also want to have a brand personality, and that means that your stuff is going to sound like it's coming from a person, you, not a book. Your brand strategy should define how your voice sounds. For whatever feel that you've decided your brand should have, you need to use the right words, the right tonality in your language, the right pictures that match. You're trying to create a sense of a real individual. And be sure that this brand personality is authentic. And finally, the last major theme I want to explore with you today is briefly about customer journey and how that impacts your sales funnel. When customers discover a need, they begin thinking about different ways to scratch that itch. Depending on the size of spend, they'll spend more time collecting information about the different options that are out there. When they believe that they've learned what they need to know, they go into decision mode. They eliminate certain options and they keep other ones for the very end. At some point, a choice is going to be made, and the very last stage is that Monday morning quarterback period where they think about their buy and they decide whether they're happy about what they did or not. The happier they are, the more likely they're going to make good advocates for you in the future. And remember, a brand advocate is somebody who goes out and tells their friends that when they have the same need, they should buy like they did. There's actually 5 different gates your prospects go through in this model. And what you need to do is line your content strategy up with these 5 gates so that you've got stories that have the ability to move customers in each phase into the next higher level. Your content is like a Sherpa guiding your customer up Mount Decision. You want to keep as many of your customers from falling off the mountain as you can. So how are you doing with your own content marketing program? If you've got more questions about anything that I've shared today, I do hope you'll reach out to me. I'd be so happy to help you out. You can contact me in any of the following ways. Okay guys, this has been Joe Hines today, and I'm wishing you all the best.